Months of anticipation were met with high expectations and a crush of cameras. Apple held a dual unveiling, showing off its latest iPhone with a product launch at its new so-called spaceship headquarters in Cupertino. The iPhone X offers wireless charging, Face ID recognition to unlock the device, and an upgraded camera that can take portrait-like pictures. Now for the sticker shock. The X's price tag is about $1,000.
Think about how much you do with these devices today. It's always with you. That's the first thing. It's highly mobile. You take pictures, you listen to music, you do social medias, you check your emails.
You talk on it?
Sometimes you talk on it as well.
It is a phone, after all. Experts say most people will use a monthly installment plan to pay the four-figure purchase price for the new iPhone X. Apple also unveiled the next series of watches and upgrades to its TV streaming service. The iPhone X goes on sale in November.
Yeah, such a highly anticipated debut today. So for more on that big event, I'm joined by our tech expert, Ryan Eldridge of Nerds on Call. Okay, your first impression. Does this new iPhone hit the mark?
I am such a huge Apple fan, so when Tim Cook took the stage, it was nirvana for me. It was the best. But really, the iPhone, it's just kind of catching up to Samsung. Samsung is the #1 manufacturer of phones in the world, and Apple has now fallen to third place behind China just 2 weeks ago. So they're kind of catching up. And Tim Cook, we were talking before, Tim Cook's, he's a logistics guy. And so he's been doing these small incremental upgrades for the last few years. And this is the first time that they've actually kind of like, all right, we're going to go all the way. So Face ID is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
The AR was really exciting. They only talked about it a little bit, but
and talk to people about that, because honestly, I wasn't that impressed with it. But then when you and I were talking, it is a cool feature.
Well, if you think about how we interact with technology, it's so old with the typing and the whatever, and voice recognition isn't quite there. And Google Glass has tried so hard to give us some sort of interface. Well, this is where everybody's going. Everybody talks about virtual reality, but it's really augmented reality. Imagine being able to drive your car and get GPS directions directly on, say, a contact lens or some sort of glassware you're using, or your Apple Watch, something like that. Or being able to be at a baseball game and be able to see stats of the other players. Augmented reality is going to be the next big thing, and Apple has pretty much taken their phone towards that direction. Forbes is saying that they are going to be the leaders. They're beating Facebook, they're beating Google, they're beating everybody just because of this conference here.
Also, a big feature is this facial recognition.
Yes, Face ID, which is, it's kind of fun. It's kind of a cool little feature, and I like the little face emoji, so I can, talk to my wife as a panda or something like that. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I hope there's some sort of backup system. As you were talking, if your daughter wants to unlock your phone to maybe check your text or something while you're doing something, there's got to be a backup somewhere. And they didn't really talk too much about that, but there's a little power button on the side where you can get Siri to talk to you. So I'm hoping that there's some sort of other thing. I know you can tap the phone to wake it up, so maybe tapping or gestures will allow you to unlock it.
I mean, it definitely is intriguing. It's fancy.
Yes.
And as Ken mentioned, it is pricey.
Yeah, $1,000. So the Note 8 broke this barrier just a few weeks ago at $950, starting at $950 for the Note 8 from Samsung. So it's not terrible, $999, and it's not that far away from the iPhone Plus. It's at $799. But if you want to get the one you're all going to want, at 256 gigabytes, it's $1,100. That's pretty pricey, but there's probably going to be a short supply when it first releases, when you can pre-order on the 27th. Sites are going to go down like crazy, and all the coolest kids on the block are going to have it, and so everybody's going to want it, and likely there's going to be huge supply issues. So if you're going to want it, you're going to have to get it quick. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait till mid-next year.
It doesn't sound like, though, you anticipate anyone not getting the phone because of the price. You don't think that the price will be a deterrent?
I think that the people who use their phone as a utility, they'll get the iPhone 8 and the 8 Plus. But somebody who wants to use their phone, like iPhone is still kind of a status symbol. And so people like me, and I know you're going to probably get it, and a lot of other people are going to get it because it's just the cool device to have.
Yeah.
So.
What about wireless charging?
Yeah. So wireless charging, here's kind of an interesting thing is I was thinking, well, what about my case, right? I don't want to drop my phone and get it all messed up. So only certain cases are going to work. And it's a cheese standard. It's an open standard. So you're going to be able to buy other accessories besides what's just available by Apple. So they have their little power pad they talked about at the event. So there's other manufacturers like Belkin and Mobi and others that are going to have it. But make sure that the case is certified for that. And wireless charging is slower than charging it through cable. It can only take a certain amount of ampage, so be careful. You're probably going to want to use this at night when you're going to bed, not really for the average day.
I do like the convenience factor, though, of it.
Yes. Well, think about it. If you want to check your phone for texts in the middle of the night, it's instantly stopped charging as soon as you pick it up, whereas with the cable, it's still charging.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So you're probably still going to do a little bit of both, but it's still pretty cool.
All right. It is amazing how Apple can just generate all of this publicity. Don't you wish every company out there is probably thinking, how do we do that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thanks, Ryan. Always fun to have you on.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it, Ken.